Have you ever wondered why you set multiple annual goals, but when you talk to a mentor or a coach, they tell you to focus on just one? It's a little counterintuitive. It's kind of confusing. If we're supposed to focus on just one goal, why would we not just have one goal? Well, in the space of a year, you can get a lot done, especially when you have the right focus. But that is the key word. A lot of things can happen when you know exactly where your focus is supposed to be. I'm gonna help you with your annual goals, whether you've already written them or you're still working on them. I wanna help you make sure that you have the right ones that motivate real action. But you can only have action if there are clear next physical steps. So I'm gonna help you figure out what those are as well so that you know exactly what you need to do every day to make your goals happen. As a longtime entrepreneur, content creator, I've been at this almost 2 decades. I am coaching 6-figure businesses to become bigger and better all the time. I've written 3 books. My 4th one's coming out. I tour the world speaking on stages. There's a lot that I have done, but it's only been made possible because I kept my focus on the most important thing consistently. And that's exactly what I help my clients with as well. I'm gonna show you a simple focus exercise I've been using for years, inspired from Brian Tracy, called the Magic Wand Method. And it's exactly what I use with high performers who don't need more ambition, they just need more clarity. This is how they get that clarity to reach their goals. All right, before I open my handy dandy notebook here, I got a new one for this year. I'm very excited because they were restocked. I have gotten questions about this notebook about a jillion times. So I left this on for you. This is the pink notebook at Staples from the Martha Stewart line. So if you want it, if you can't get it online, just go to a store and see if they have it. I am obsessed with the gold discs and the way that the paper is in there, and it's everyone's favorite on this channel. So we're just gonna keep at it. We just love it. Before we get to the Magic Wand Method, we have to take one step back and do a bit of a refresher on everyone's favorite lesson I teach on this channel, which is the vision alignment. In order for me to know that you have the right annual goals in front of you, and you might get down the road for a couple of months and go like, oh, we could have probably chosen something different. They'll at least be in the right ballpark because you see a greater vision. So we have to start with your 5 to Thrive. Your 5 to Thrive are 5 statements that you want to be true of yourself in the next 20 to 30 years. Now, everyone's timeline is a little bit different, but think far into the future. If you're to be sitting there and reflecting on your life, what do you want to be able to say is true of yourself? Keep it really simple, and I like to keep these present and visual. So let's give some examples. Let's say that your 5 to Thrive are, I am a visionary leader. I am a devoted partner. I am a world traveler. I am a wealth builder. And I am a lifelong learner. Now, you can be more specific than this. I have as one of my 5 to Thrive, I am a New York Times bestselling author. And that is very visual for me. That is something that helps call me to the plate of what I need to do, especially every year. So write your visionary statements exactly the way you would like to speak of yourself as you move along through your life and you reflect and you go back and you say, wow, what a heck of a life that was. This is really cool. I am a wealth builder. I am a world traveler. Look at all of the places I've been. You should feel really good upon reflection of how things shook out. That's only going to be the case if you take initiative and make it happen. These are identity statements. They are not goals. They are meant to give you a setting, a place to rest your mind instead of in the stress and anxiety of the everyday. And what is it that I think of when I am having an intentional life? This gives your goals context. This anchors what matters over the long term. So that's your 5 to Thrive, but now we need your 10 to win. And those are the annual milestones that you will aim for that will contribute to these statements. The way this shakes out, since you have 5 to Thrive, is that you will have 2 of your milestones per vision statement. So we have A and B here, and A and be here, and you understand the point. So ultimately, you end up with 10. This is why we don't want to come up with goals out of the clear blue sky. We want to track them back to meaning. You're translating long-term identity with short-term progress. By the way, I made a much cleaner worksheet version of everything we're doing today. It's linked below, so check that out. But this is how you do it if you just want to pull out a scrap piece of paper. So I'm just going to pop in some milestones that could contribute to each of these visions. And remember, everyone's vision is different. So some of these things might mean different things to you than they mean to me. I'm just gonna put examples in so you can see what to do next. So for visionary leader, I'm going to say, I have a signature program. I've booked a keynote speech. For devoted partner, I've planned a weekend getaway, and we meet weekly for our partner meeting. This is my favorite thing me and Ben do. We call it Marriage Monday. I am a world traveler. You might say, I have a current passport. Don't ever leave the country without checking your passport, people, okay? Or maybe you need to just get one, but I have a current passport. Very important. And I've visited a new country. I am a wealth builder. I contribute the max to my IRA, and I've saved $10,000. And finally, for I am a lifelong learner, I've read 25 books and I take dance lessons. Now, keeping with the theme of being visual, I try to state these in a way that just like in 20 to 30 years, you should be able to say what you said about your Thrive statements. In 12 months, you should be able to say what the completed goal is. That's just one way of doing it. There's lots of ways people like to write their goals. That's just a suggestion I'm making today. And I think it's helpful for what the next step is. So now that you have your 10 goals and they are aligned with who you're becoming, we now call in the magic wand method. What Brian Tracy advises you to do is to write your 10 annual goals down, which is what we've done here. Then you need to ask yourself this question. If I could wave a magic wand and have any of these goals become true in the next 24 hours, which one of them will have the greatest positive impact on my life? This is such a profound question, and where the beginning of focus really is, because there are lots of lovely things here. And we start to sometimes add on goals because we're like, yeah, we could do a little more. We need to cover this other area of my life. We got to keep things interesting. We also got to pay the bills. We got to do some stuff. My kids need taken care of. It all starts to pile on. But then that feels like a lot. It expands. So we have to bring the focus back down and realize that the Pareto principle is probably true here, that 80% of the results are coming from 20% of the actions, 20% of the inputs, 20% of what you're doing is resulting in 80% of your life. That is a lot to think about if you have not done the tough thing of saying, I know where I'm hyper-focused and I know what is the most important thing above all to make the entire machine work that is my life. What will have the most positive impact on your life? Now, visiting a new country is an amazing luxury. It's wonderful. Getting cultured, understanding how other people act and lead their lives. Like there's so much you can get from that. But if you look at the rest of your goals and it's the really, really nice thing, but still doesn't necessarily touch a lot of the other goals in terms of a domino effect. Like if we knock this one down, it's not really disrupting anything else. It's not touching anything. It's not actually advancing anything. Then it can still live on, but it's not the answer to the magic wand question. The truth of the matter is, and Tracy will say this, is when you ask yourself that question and you review your goals, one of them's going to jump out at you. like a spider on your face. Like it's just gonna grab you and you're gonna say, well, yeah, if I do that, then lots of things on this list just make sense. So in this case, I would argue that if you are a visionary leader, if you work for yourself, if you have aspirations to speak, if you have aspirations to travel, if you have aspirations to save more money, if you have aspirations to get more time to take dance lessons and read books and spend time with your family, you need a great input for that machine to cash flow your life. So, in my opinion, what I would circle on this particular list of 10 to win is I have a signature program. So now we have what we're going to call the keystone goal. The keystone goal is the one that if the magic wand method actually worked, you would be thrilled because it would feel like these are just check the boxes that could happen any day now because you've got something firing off beautifully. And because of that, that is the one that we need to shrink time to get to because 20% of the actions, 80% of the result. So now we're going to take the keystone goal and we're going to give it a fresh sheet of paper. The goal, create my signature program. This is where you're going to focus every ounce of energy in your business. This is going to be every reason that you do anything, answer emails, network, make some calls, do some social media marketing, post to your Insta. It's all going to go back to I need a signature program because I need to be ready to catch a new client when that opportunity comes along. Now we're going to give that goal a deadline. In this case, if it's your annual goal and you're doing this in real time with me, then that deadline would be December 31st, 2026. From there, we need to start action planning. It sounds good. We're probably ready to start designing that program right now. Okay, let's get ahead of the game here. Well, great. Let's talk about what that looks like. From here, you need to write action steps. But what you do not need to do is organize. You do not need to organize your action steps. You just need to get them out of your head. You need to stop planning things up here. You need to start planning things right here. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what Brian Tracy would tell you to do here, which is write absolutely anything you can think of to help make this happen. No judgment, just brain dump. What action steps could you take? I'm just going to write a few. So let's say choose your target client. You might feel like you need to get website ready. So let's say book a photo shoot. Maybe you haven't started a social media account yet. So start a social account. Another great idea would be to articulate what this signature project is. So we're going to create an offer doc. An offer doc is really fabulous. Like you probably think you need to go create this really fancy website for your offer and you don't. You just need to very elegantly and simply explain what the heck it is. If you want an example of an offer doc, just come to my Instagram and say offer doc in my DMs and I'll send you the totally free. It's just like literally a doc I share with my clients. The simplest way for you to create an offer so it's ready to go as soon as you talk to somebody that's a fit. Maybe we want to start calendar blocking time for the work. For me, I knew I was launching a coaching program before I signed a single person. I blocked the time on my calendar. I knew I was going to meet with them on this day, every week at this time, and I just immediately blocked it. As if those clients already existed, as if the work already existed, I just saved that time just for them. And maybe we need to network a bit and make sales, create modules of the program. You could just go on. You could go on and on and on and on and on. There's a million things. There's always a million things. There's always a million things. Now imagine doing this for every single one of those. Probably best we start with the most needle moving, right? Okay, so you've brain dumped action steps. Now we need to prioritize. Brian Tracy would tell you what is the first one, the easiest, simplest, need it right this second, get it over with thing that you need to do. What is the first action step? What is it? In this case, I think we're going to say, if you want my expert opinion, which maybe you do, is to create the offer doc. Why? You're probably thinking you need to go make the program, you need to prove yourself, you need to do all these things. You don't. You don't. You want to know who your target client is, But most of the time, you're not going to figure that out until you've started talking to people anyway, and that's going to improve the offer doc. So we need the offer doc first. This is what you need to do first. Now, immediately, make it happen. You have to take this action right now. I hope you're literally opening a second tab from this video while you're watching it and doing that first action step for your keystone goal. Maybe you need ChatGPT to just be like, what would Amy Landino do for an offer doc? Like whatever, it doesn't matter, just do it. Just do it now. Do it now. It's going to be imperfect. It's not going to be great. It's going to be the momentum you need for what's next. And then you need to prioritize your next steps. Because you crossed that one off, you can now prioritize the rest of them. So let's say this is number 1 and we need 2, 3, and 4 here. So we'll say figure out target client, start the social account, and let's say talk to potential clients. So looking for people who could be that target client and having conversations with them. Now, this is the big one. This is the thing. This is it. You have to now look at this and say, just like we chose one goal out of all 10 to make all of the rest of them happen more easily, we're going to choose one action step that if so diligently focused on a consistent basis happened, then the rest of these action steps will probably be a lot easier to execute as well. This is the thing that you do every day. What will you take action on every day without miss to the best of your ability toward your keystone goal? That's the difference maker. There's things about being a world traveler you don't have to do every day. There's things about being a devoted partner that you need to do every day but start to become natural. There are things that you have to do for all of them more often, less often. The keystone goal, if it's going to make all those other things super simple and less of a job than if you were grinding each one of them out, then there has to be an action step that makes this make sense too. And that is probably, in this case, going to be talk to potential clients. So your daily action step, and I ran out of room. The daily action step for this keystone goal is to talk to 5 people. That could be your potential client, or you're just trying to navigate it. You're getting to know them. Maybe they know people like your potential client. Maybe they might be partners of those kinds of people, or they might also have them as customers, whatever the case may be. You're just going to talk to 5 people every single day. It's that simple. Momentum comes from daily proof, not motivation. We're always looking for motivation. You get motivated when you have applied knowledge. In order to have applied knowledge, you have to do something. You will not know your target client better until you get to know them, or you get to know them and you go, wow, I actually don't like working with that person. You have to figure it out through action. You have to feel it. You have to understand what's next. You need to learn by doing. And the final piece of this is really just great accountability, and that's to engage. You wrote it all out. You decided what the daily action step's going to be. You know what the keystone goal is. You know you need to engage in order for it to happen. But come up with some key metrics that would help you to know that you did the work required to make that thing happen. So, how many people did you reach out to this week? How many times did any of those conversations result in making an offer? How many new clients came from those offer extensions? So when you have those numbers, you really grasp what it means when people tell you like, oh, I'm doing the hustle. This isn't about hustle culture. It's about basic metrics and saying, okay, I actually reached out to no one this week. So that makes sense that I have nobody in my new signature program. Let's just be honest and objective with ourselves and hold ourselves accountable with the most important KPIs. You don't need to measure how many views you got. You don't need to measure how many followers you have. Whatever it is that does not matter, does not matter. What were the key things that you were supposed to do every day or on a consistent basis? How do you know you took those steps? How many times? How many times? And that way you have real information to measure, pivot, and move on with. That was the Magic Wand method and how to figure out what to do every day to make your goals happen. But if you're feeling a little bit behind, click here to watch the video on my 12-week comeback method, and I'll see you there.